so Paul asked me to help because what we find when we travel around, especially in dealerships, is something very fragmented. We either have very good processes, but not very good accountability, or good accountability to what I want to do, but no processes for the team. And we see that in dealerships. What we're going to do is walk through, but the first question I want you to think about is why you're here. You know, it's a reason why you're here. You have to understand you're different than your competitors, or else everybody would be here. Not just because Paul asked you or invited you, other people would have heard about it, asked him, can I come? So you're pushing yourself to be different. The key is what I want to help you with is, well, I have all these ideas now. How do I go put them into my dealership, into my company, into my team? This is the way I see most businesses and most dealerships. Silos. We have sales over there, that's all they care about. Service here, they don't care about anybody else. Finance and marketing. If I had a fifth silo, I'd put management, because they're not connected to anybody, right? They're over there somewhere. And marketing doesn't know what sales does and sales does. And even in marketing, you can split this into offline, which is what Paul was saying before. What I tried to change the wording back in the States from traditional versus digital. It's all unified. It's one marketing message. It's offline. They still work. TV, radio, billboards, print, they work. But what do they all have? Your website. That's what's changed. So you're driving them online. The problem is, Paul's running the online, he's running the traditional, they don't talk to each other. Sports teams, if you think about it, have a coach. They're professional. They're the best at what they do. Why do they need a coach watching them and telling them what to do? How would you feel as a fan if he was not on the sideline? Now again, if you may not like him, but let's just say the coach on the sideline. You would think it would be silly. Where's the coach? He sat and had a meeting. This is our plan. I'm leaving for the day. You think it's ridiculous. But think about your business. Is your general sales manager out there with their team every single day, watching and coaching and watching what you do, or are they at a desk? Not their fault. Could be the structure. I need employees from my company that are flexible, because we change projects all the time. You're working on one thing, I need you over here. You got to go. I'm out. I'm traveling. Someone has to step up and take roles that I do. Flexible. I can't have someone say, that's not my job. That doesn't work for us. Although you all smirked because you heard it many times. Self-motivated. I can't babysit people in my company. I will teach you, but you have to be motivated to do the job. You can't sit there and wait and go, well, no one told me. The more that you can help your employees understand why they're doing something and why they have to do it this way, they will remember. They may not remember exactly how to do something, but they'll know why, and they'll start to try to figure it out. Or they may come back and ask. Why is one of the most important things for your team's success. Thank you very much. Is there any specific topic that you're discussing at your dealership right now in regards to digital marketing that you're struggling with, need an answer for? Because we can write them down, and as I'm going through my presentation, it may be applicable to stop and answer a question. Anything that's going on that's challenging you? Okay, so the idea is main site, maybe versus what we might call microsites. And I have a lot of experience on that, because the US market went through a number of changes where everyone was making microsites like crazy, and so there's some changes in technology that really impact that. Social media ROI, okay. And approximately how many people a month come to the website?
Around 1 to 1.2 million.
Right, so another large audience. Okay, so the real question is, what's the role of the third party versus the dealer? Now, let's hear for some dealers, correct? How many people use a different tracking number when they send their inventory out to third party marketing sites? Anybody? One. I'm going to send you a copy of my new Dutch book. So if we look at the discussion of third-party websites, their value and their role, kind of shame on us if we're not thinking how the consumer shops and how we are going to evaluate our success. I'm not using one because not a top performer. That's actually another good. I am using third parties, but I am not using these two because they're not a top performer. And again, we just have to make sure we realize now, right, just because we started with having a little fun, is that you really don't know if someone's a top performer or not unless you put a tracking phone number, right? We're clear on that? So wherever you are using third-party websites, you need to have tracking number. You're canceling a service you can't evaluate using your current strategy. There was only one person in the room, the star, Michael, who realized that not all consumers are willing to submit a lead. And more importantly, for mobile shoppers, they're more likely to call than submit a lead. Matter of fact, it's in the US, it's anywhere from a 4-to-1 to a 7-to-1 ratio. When a consumer shopping interacts with Google AdWords on a mobile device, they'll call like 7 times for every time they fill out one lead form. So think about that. Do we know what percentage of the traffic is mobile on your site?
Around 1/3
Sure.
this month.
So think about that. A third of the traffic on AutoTrek, right?
Mm-hmm.
AutoTrek is mobile. The majority of those people will not submit a lead. They're going to call. And so if we're going to get serious about being in the e-commerce business, which you are, you need to start to have the tools to evaluate your marketing partners and your marketing ideas more thoroughly. Clear? So what has happened? Of course, if you said, Brian, what would sell me more cars? Fixing my SEO on my website or doing Facebook posting? It would be fixing the SEO on my website. If you said, Brian, what would be more sell cars? Fixing my VDPs? Because some of the VDPs have no call to action, crappy descriptions on the cars. I'd fix the descriptions of the vehicles I'm trying to sell.